The Upstate Golf Guys podcast is brought to you by Golf Week Amateur Tour, New York to Upstate, a national tour for all golfers and skill sets in its 31st year. We represent the New York Upstate region, and to join, visit amateurgolftour.net and click Join Now for the best amateur golf tour in the country. David Calise, with his beautiful home for rent in Saratoga Springs. This mansion is located on Airbnb. What a way to enjoy Saratoga with family and or friends on a vacation to golf, go to the horse track, or relax in this beautiful home. For more information, go online to Airbnb/H/mansion in Saratoga Springs for information. Northeastern Insurance Agency for all your insurance needs. Voted #1 insurance agency in the Capital Region in 2024 by the Times Union. For any insurance needs, call Jared at 518-956-3753. The Bunker Indoor Golf, located in over 7 locations across the Capital Region and host of our Golf Week Am Tour Winter League on Saturday mornings. From golfing on their state-of-the-art simulators or having a delicious meal with your friends or family, come on down and visit one of the Bunker locations. Visit them online, getinthebunker.golf. For more information of the Upstate Golf Guys podcast and their partners, visit upstategolfguys.com.
Welcome back to another episode of the Upstate Golf Guys podcast. We are going outside the box a little bit today, guys. Mike, I was telling you a little bit about this earlier. You got excited because you played lacrosse in your day, and it's kind of like that in a way, I suppose. It's played on the golf course. It is played on the golf course, so it is kind of like golf, I guess. It's kind of like golf, and we have a treat for you guys tonight. And we have the #1 player in the world right now of Fling Golf with us, Austin Showtime Ebersole. What is up, Mike? Come on, buddy.
What's up, guys? So glad to be on the pod here. Thank you for asking me to be a part of it. And yeah, let's go. We're all Team Lombardi, and this is a pod I've been very excited to do. So happy to be here and can't wait to dive in.
I'm happy that you're with us, my guy. And yeah, dude, Paul is one of a kind. I love Paul so much. He is family. I literally call him uncle. Cannot wait to meet Paul. We're going actually down to New Orleans for a 10-year anniversary in September, but I'm hoping to meet him before then.
Nice.
Such a great guy. He's done so much for me with this podcast. I don't know if the guy sleeps, to be honest with you. The guy's nonstop. You see how he's going on that group message. You see him. He's a maniac.
He goes so hard. So I actually finally got to meet him last week at the PGA show, and the funniest thing was my first impression was, oh my gosh, he's taller than I thought he was going to be. So he's a pretty tall guy, but man, his energy matches in person just as it does here online. So definitely a great guy to meet, and I love him too. He's Uncle Paulie to all of us. So
awesome. I love that. Ton of energy. You're right with that guy. It's just I don't know how he does it. But Austin, why don't you just tell my listeners a little bit about yourself and how you got into sling golf?
Yeah. So it's fling golf, not sling golf.
Oh my gosh.
Already. Man, come on, dude.
Thank you. I get my balls busted all the time, and I just have to work on that
we're
one.
We're not even 5 minutes into this thing already, and I'm already corrected.
I love it. Mike,
killing me.
Mike, that was supposed to be you, man. That was supposed to be you helping me out. That's what I have co-host. I'm just kidding. All right.
Dude, you threw me off. That's why I was laughing so hard.
You are the #1, though, right? Was I right about that?
I am #1. Yeah.
Let's go. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, no, you're good. It happens all the time. We're used to it, so it's just habit to fix.
Living joke. Go ahead.
Yeah. So no, but I mean, fling golf. I'm Austin Ebersole. I go by the name Showtime. I've been the #1 ranked player on the New Swarm Tour since November 19th, 2022. So I've held on to that for going on 3 years this November, if I can have another good year. But yeah, that's me right there. Showtime. That was on the first ESPN tournament. I know a lot of people listening to this be like, wait, there's a tour. Yeah, there's a tour. We go everywhere from California to Florida to Pennsylvania. This year we're going to Missouri. We're going to New York, Virginia. So we do legit have a nationwide tour. It's really cool. A lot of sponsors. My biggest sponsor is Callaway Golf. They supply me with my golf balls. They give me my travel gear. We haven't quite worked out a financial sponsorship yet, but it's one of those things with those guys. I just have to keep trooping. So, but it's awesome. It's kind of this. It's a sport where, like you said in the intro, I'm essentially playing lacrosse golf. I'm using one new swarm fling stick. Right here's what it looks like. You put the ball in there, regular golf ball, and you're playing the same par, same yardages as golfers are. So what we like to tell people is it's kind of like snowboarding and skiing. We're just going down the slopes a different way as golfers. So golfers are skiers, fling golfers are snowboarders. We're just doing things a different way. But it's a lot of fun. It's growing a lot. I mean, we've been on ESPN multiple times, Masson, which is Mid-Atlantic Sports Network, some CBS stations. So life is good. The sport is growing, and it's awesome.
Awesome. Now, I read something interesting that golf courses are really actually welcoming you guys because, one, you don't destroy the course like golfers do. Mm-hmm. Two, am I right? Two, you move along a little quicker. You don't lose as many balls, from what I read. Right? So,
right. You're right.
If they're taking the same green fees for you, listen, bring it on. I'm all for it. I love that, man. Grow the game anyway, brother. That's cool.
Yeah, no, I agree, dude. I mean, and the truth is, yeah, I mean, our pace of play is so fast because we're not doing practice swings. We don't have 14 clubs to choose from. And then, yeah, we're not taking divots. So when golf courses see us in action and they're like, oh my God, these people they're playing every hole in like 5 minutes and they're not taking any divots and paying the same greens fee, they're like, all right, we can do this. And I remember when I first started playing years ago, you get a lot of people looking at you like, what the hell are you doing? What are these guys doing? But as we've been on, like I said, Shark Tank and ESPN and CBS Sports, I really feel like a lot of people at least now know about it, so we can get on any course. I've played Torrey Pines. We've had a couple people play some of the Pinehurst courses, and we actually just had somebody play the old course at St. Andrews this past summer. So if we can play where golf was started, I think we can play anywhere.
That is awesome, dude. That's amazing. Tell me about some of the rules of fling golf. Oh my God, I almost did again. Tell me some of the rules of fling golf that may be different of traditional golf.
Yeah, so I mean, first and foremost, the biggest thing is like we don't have any bad lies. That's something I need to put on some merch that says no bad lies. Except for whenever you talk to your wife, that's the only time you can have a bad lie. But so we pick the ball up and throw it. It's kind of like playing lacrosse, but I feel like it's more like quarterback where you have to know your yardages. So that's like the biggest difference is we only have the one stick for every shot where golfers have the 14 clubs. So that makes it extremely unique to be able to drive with it, do your approach shots, do chip shots, and then also putt with that same fling stick. So that's a unique factor. Another thing I would say about our sport that's a little bit different is we don't have to putt on the green. What we would do is we would mark where the ball came to rest. We would move back a stick length, which is about 4 feet, give or take a couple inches. And you can then pick it up, do flop shots. You can kind of bowl it. You can scoop it. So that's another thing that we do. Not that you have to use a putter in regular golf on the green, but chances are most people are putting when they are on the dance floor. So those are a couple things that are different. Like I said, that we're still playing the same pars, the same yardages, and having the same amount of fun as you guys.
Nice.
So you guys can choose to be off the green just to have that certain shot, or can you take that flop shot on the green?
You can take that flop shot on the green too. As long as you move back a stick length, you can now pick it up and flop it or roll it, do a whole bunch of different types of shots. And it's mostly because putting with the fling stick is absolutely atrocious. I wish I could use my Lombardi putter on the tour, but unfortunately in our sport, it's one stick does it all. But yeah, so they, the commissioner and his committee, they decided that we didn't have to putt just because of how difficult it was. So you're still going to putt though inside of 15, 20 feet, but once you get outside of that, you start to do other types of shots just because of how hard it is to putt with.
Awesome, man. Now, Austin, what are you maxing out at with your drive? What is that? What it's called? Is it called a drive?
Yeah, it's a drive. Yeah.
Or is it a
So
fling?
it's a fling. They're all fling. It's a fling, baby.
No.
So on average, I'm anywhere between like 205 and 220 yards, of course, off the tee. I will say my longest recorded throw is 239 yards, though. So that was a pretty cool. It was actually last year over in England. We actually went over there for our version of the Ryder Cup. I was captain of Team USA. And I got to tell you guys, when you're representing the Stars and Stripes, like the adrenaline was just pumping, and it was being live streamed and all that. So I was chucking the ball 235, 239, and
Pumping on that
totally,
adrenaline.
oh, dude, totally vibing. I haven't even come. I'm still in like the 220 is like an amazing throw. Where over there, I was like, wow, man, I'm pushing 240. But either way, that's about as far as I go. And then for me, when I get to 175 and in, that's when I really start to take over the game.
Yep, shooting darts, baby, shooting darts.
Absolutely.
Okay. I have a video here for you. I think this one, I have a couple I'm going to show, but this one is one of the ones I think I pulled from the TV coverage. It was on YouTube, but we're going to show the listeners this one. And you can't hear anything, so don't talk during it. Let me know after. Everybody talks during it. And I'm like, I didn't hear what you were saying, but it's only 18 seconds long, though. But check it out, Mike. This is awesome, dude. I love it.
Showtime's approach shot.
Oh, this is looking good, Kev.
Yes, on the green for the Reggie. Speaking of Reggies, Lucky Jack has got to get
on the green for the Reggie. That was a good shot, man. That was a dart. That was a dart, baby.
Yeah, I mean that was 2022 as well. So that was back before I was probably like the 4th or 5th best player in the world at that time. So changed my game, but man, I loved that moment. That's the day I became Showtime. So very special, awesome. Very special.
It sounds like the announcers have a lot of fun with you guys. It sounds like they really enjoy themselves.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, we're like a combination of like golf and like WWE. Like, we got to have all the nicknames and all that. And it just makes it fun because, golf can be stuffy at times with certain, companies and golf courses, as we all know. And we really wanted to make sure people knew, like, hey, if you're going to play fling golf, like, you're already kind of a misfit. You're an outcast. Like, let's just have some fun and roll with these cool nicknames.
Well, check this video out. You had the crowd going on this one, but you missed the putt. I'm sorry you missed the putt, but I just liked before the putt what you did. You're my man. This is awesome.
Showtime, the course pro and local favorite, trying to save par.
Look at that Cardinals grip he's got there.
Yeah, he told me his favorite teams are the Cardinals, the Flyers, the Vikings, and the Toronto Raptors.
That's what I call sports team stew.
Sure is. Ooh, that one hurts. Drops a stroke there.
It don't look easy. Does not look easy putting with that thing. That is for sure.
It's so damn light. But that moment right there actually was when I became Showtime. I'll never forget. So what happened was there was a guy named TJ Reed. He was a fellow player from California. He was there watching the finals, and there's probably about 50 to 75 people around that green at the time, and you could hear a pin drop. And for me, I'm like, man, I do not like this. I'm like, we got to do some noise. So I just went straight Hulk Hogan real quick and got everybody all wound up. And then I heard TJ. He goes, oh, man, it's Fling Golf's greatest showman. Like, this guy's nothing but a showman. And it just kind of, progressed through the rest of the round. I kept doing funny things, riding the pony, getting the crowd all pumped up and stuff. So it was a good time, but that was definitely the start of it right there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What's a season like for you guys? How long does a season usually go? How many events do you guys have?
So this year we have 12 tour stops, and they will start. We'll be in Raleigh, North Carolina, March 29th, and we'll end our season in Massanutten, Virginia, Massanutten Resort in October. So it's a good 6-month season. It's a grind. We're essentially traveling somewhere every 2-3 weeks, especially if you make Team USA in June. That's a week-long commitment to go over there and do media day and pro-ams with people that are excited to meet you. So it's a long season, but it's a lot of fun, and I'm obsessed with it. So
that's awesome. And then I have to ask you, man, how about traditional golf? Do you get to play at all with your guys? Do you still go out there and have a ball with traditional golf, or is it all fling?
Man, it's all fling at this point. So I do get out occasionally. I'll say I'll break the sticks out 3-4 times a year. I do sometimes miss, the compression off of a nice 7-iron or lacing a driver 290 down the fairway. And but at the end of the day, fling golf's given me these opportunities and things to do some cool things. And my sponsors aren't paying me for my golf game, so I always feel obligated to definitely prioritize fling golf. And I also have a 3-year-old daughter and a wife, so trying to balance fling golf, and husband and dad that's a lot of work. So, but I do miss it sometimes.
I got you, man. It's a great game. It really is. So you were down there in Florida for the PGA show. How did that go? Did you do some networking? Did you get to know some guys, or?
Yeah. So this was actually my fourth year going down there. So it's always good going back and seeing people that you already made connections with. But this year I got to meet some of the higher ups at Callaway. I went in there kind of plugged. My rep has, he helped me connect the dots on who I needed to talk to. But I work with Pins and Aces, so I always stop by the booth there. They've been sponsoring me actually since 2022, so we have a good relationship. But it's a good show. I don't know if you guys ever been there, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, you get to meet people literally from all over the world. They got this. My favorite section is like the new product zone, because it's like you can just see how creative people are. So
That's awesome.
It's a lot of fun. But yeah, it's a good show, and definitely made some hopefully some lasting relationships from it.
So I actually told Florida Mike, it's funny because he's only about an hour outside of where the
Orlando.
PGA is, right, Mike?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm right on just north of Tampa.
So I am thinking possibly next year we're going to do a Disney /golf /PGA show trip. Let the wife and the kids maybe do a couple, because they have no interest in the golf. But if I go down there, I can't go down there without bringing the wife and the family. So I'll just go broke, and
There's plenty for them to do. Trust me.
I know. I just got out of
yeah.
debt. I just got out of debt from my last Disney trip, Austin. So now we're I have an 8-year-old, and then I also have a 3-year-old. And
nice. Congrats, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. 2 girls. And I'll tell you, Disney really truthfully it'll break you, spend a ton of money, but it is magical for the kids. So I highly suggest it, man. So
yeah, I'm gonna try to get her down there within the next year or two.
Yeah, I mean, like four is she's 3. Could try to go at 4, because that's when we took Maya. 4 is a great age, because they're old enough to like understand all the magic, but it's still like I'm sorry, like the magic is definitely there for them, and then like you see it in their eyes. It's just a lot of fun. It's just a good 4 is a good movie.
Yeah, and they can actually do everything. You're not limited, things like that. So yeah, she'll be 4 in November. So
Nice.
I'd love to
Just
get
don't
down
eat the
there.
food.
Don't eat the food. Yeah, the food.
Okay.
It's all like so.
The food is
It's all like
Ugh.
it's all just like carnival. Well, that's the only beef I have to pick with Disney is like they just charge an arm and a leg for like literally buffet food. It's like just carnival. Yeah,
I'm sure like the burgers are like so dried out and like way
God.
overcooked.
everything.
$60.
It's like you're paying for the the meet and greets with the characters.
Right.
So literally 100. Mike, it's not even 60. It's like 100 a plate, dude. It's like literally
Yeah.
every dinner we had was like $300 for our 3. We only had 3 with us at the time, and yeah, it was crazy, but a lot of fun. Listen,
I don't have girls.
Yeah. Mike just goes broke on golf, man. He just goes broke on golf. This guy's golf.
Living the dream.
Dude,
dream.
I'm probably gonna pick up Fling Golf if this thing is cool like that.
Let's go.
I'm like,
dude.
why not?
Let's go
I work at a range so I can practice.
Yeah. Well, if you do, make sure you get the Encore Ballistic. This is actually my signature stick. Has my logo on it. Bada boom. I get a nice little royalty deal whenever a fan or follower buys one.
Is that through Callaway?
No, so it's made by New Swarm, but that's part of the conversations. Hopefully, Callaway can get involved and start manufacturing these things. That would be really cool if that happened.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Now, is the shaft like? Is it a flex like a driver shaft? Do you have certain flexes, or are they all the same?
It's more like a hockey stick with the carbon fiber and the fiberglass.
Okay.
So like it's pretty stiff, but it's very light. But yeah, there's not really They do have like composite shafts for people that can't generate maybe the same amount of head speed. So they use a composite, which is a little flimsier. I don't want to say it's like a senior shaft. It's probably more like a regular compared to a stiff shaft.
Okay.
But there is options out there on that. But me, I have over 100-mile-per-hour club speed, so I need the stiffness.
Yeah. Same. I'm in the same boat. It's tough being up there. Yeah, it's
just
great.
tough, man.
So Mike is a big Callaway guy, so that's pretty cool that you're a Callaway guy. Mike
Callaway.
Yeah, he's that's basically all you do at your shop for the fittings and stuff, right, Mike? Mostly.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm almost right there to get ready to take my test and finally become a Callaway fitter. Right now I'm like a staffer or whatever. So and I'm sponsored with Callaway through golf with the amateur tour I play on. So
nice, man, let's go.
That's all I rock. That's all I rock is Callaway.
Yeah, me too, man. They're the best. They treat me so good, and for me, I appreciate that they're kind of dipping their toes in the water of unknown territory right now. So it means a lot to me that they're at least interested enough and to get involved. So, but Callaway rocks. I mean, honestly, the clubs are amazing. I just got the new Elite driver. I did smack it around a little bit the other day. It's nice.
Oh yeah, it's nice. Also, what people don't understand about Callaway is that USDGA, the United States Disabled Golf Association, they made them pro. So there's a pro tour now for disabled veterans, players, people who can actually play pro golf. And they have like their own Ryder Cup where it's called the Cairns Cup. 2 years ago, it was in the UK. Last year it was in Michigan. So next time it's back over. Maybe St. Andrews. But yeah, it's like it's huge.
That's awesome. I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Yeah, Callaway. Listen, I might even go on a payment plan for that new. What did they come out with an exact price for the new driver? Did they actually drop it yet?
Oh, it's $600, bro. For sure.
It's
$599.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's what payment plans are for. That's what credit's for,
Listen, if you can do it for Disney, you can do it for golf.
That's what I'm saying. Dude. All right.
The man just talked about priorities, brother.
Big time. I'm going to show Austin my Lombardi commercial, give Paulie a quick shout out, and we'll be back in 1 minute.
Let's do it.
Ding. Find your perfect putter and join the Lombardi family. Whether you have lead hands, the face on the TC PL22 takes the speed off the ball at impact. Or are you the type that leave putt short? You can try the PC308. It has the weight you need to make it to the hole. You will find that Lombardi has something special for everyone's particular putting stroke. The 1985 is not only the most affordable club, but is the most beautiful. With a sharp red zinc alloy head and a steepless shaft. The Nasso 66 is one of the best-selling mallets on the market. It has a clean straight line finish to help guide your eye through the ball, straight to the target line. The head with a clean black mallet finish and a 60-gram mate shaft and a Lombardi 3.0 crown grip. If you want a custom logo, Lee over at Wedge FX has you covered. But if you want to spend a little more money and make some magic happen, try out the new Diamond Mallet Putter. It's an absolute gem. This is a one-of-a-kind design and is available in the Lombardi Custom Shop. This head is made from a futuristic, top-secret metal. It has the center shaft, which prevents pushes and pulls, and it is by far the most forgiving putter in the Lombardi custom family. Head over to lombardigolf.com and use Upstate at checkout for a hefty discount, or reach out to the Upstate Golf Guys as we are local representatives for Lombardi Golf. I'm due for a new commercial bad. I'm actually going to have my buddy Tom help me and have him do the voiceover this time, because he's just really funny. So we're planning out actually like a funny one for next time. So
Okay.
yeah. But that's everybody says, what's the top secret metal in the diamond? I'm like, listen, I can't tell you. You got to buy the diamond to find it.
You gotta, yeah.
It puts it in the hole. That's all that matters. That's
Hey,
all
I've seen it in person.
you did. And you know what? I did not put it in the hole very much that day, did I, Mike?
You and me both.
I was missing it. So Austin, Mike and I met on day 3 down at Nationals. And the only reason we played together was because we both were awful day 1 and day 2. And I tell everybody that, Mike, I'm sorry. I do.
It's okay.
It's the truth. So yeah, they obviously play same deal with like PGA, like when they put you in order of your rankings or whatever. So I think
Right.
Mike and I were like 109 and 110 out of like 125 guys. We were damn near the bottom. But
I
you know
think you're
what?
being generous, but it's okay.
Might
At
have
least
been
not generous for me.
we honestly, I believe things happen for a reason, and he's like honestly one of my best friends now. We talk every day. We always bullshit. He's always sending me pictures of him golfing in the morning. Brings my day up.
I
So
love it.
it's awesome, dude. And
I love it. I mean, that's the best thing in life right there. Like, things are meant to be, and you guys obviously crossing paths and becoming close friends. Like, that's just awesome. So
absolutely, man. Absolutely. So why don't you tell my listeners where they could see you on your next event? Because I heard it might be on ESPN or ESPN Plus. What's the
yeah. So my the next televised event will actually be down in Jensen Beach, Florida, down near St. Lucie. It'll be April 27th. We're going to be doing we'll be playing there. We're going to do a longest fling challenge, LFC 5. The longest recorded throw is 253 yards. So obviously it's a little bit out of my range, but I'm not the biggest guy, so I don't need to be the longest thrower. But at the end of April, we'll be on ESPN, LFC, and then we're going to be doing our tournament play as well. So tune in, check it out. April 27th, 28th. It's going to be a good time.
I'm definitely going to be watching. You'll be definitely reminding us in that group chat as well. I'm sure you'll be.
Oh, yeah. I'll be posting them. There's nobody.
What days are your tournaments usually?
They're typically Saturdays and Sundays. We'll get there like on a Wednesday. We'll travel in on a Wednesday, do practice rounds Thursday, Friday, and then Sunday. Like if it's drivable, I'm in Delaware, so like if it's a 4 or 5 hour drive, I'll just drive home Sunday night. But most times I'm leaving Monday morning. But we're going in order. We're going North Carolina, Florida, Delaware, West Virginia, England, Pennsylvania, Virginia, New York, Missouri, California, and then back to Virginia. So it's going to be a long season, but I can't wait, man. Let's go. I'm going for the 4-peat this year.
I'll see if I have any golf tournaments that time. That's only a 3-hour drive for me.
Okay.
From Jensen Beach.
Yeah, well, Jensen Beach. Yeah, we played there last year. I ended up winning the tournament. It's a great little course, great fun course. So yeah, well, dude, I'd love for you to swing over if it's not that far of a hike for you.
There you go.
Like 3 hours.
Love it. Yeah, Mike's skipping the hop. He drives everywhere for golf, so that's nothing for him.
Yeah,
let's go.
He drives up to Hillhead for a day trip to golf, for Christ's sakes. No, maybe not.
I would if there was a money game. I would definitely do that.
I mean, maybe what we can do is we can get you over there like Thursday or something, and we can play 18 holes together and kind of killed two birds with a stone, where I get to get a practice round in, but then we also get to hang out, maybe film some content, have
I was
some
just
fun.
gonna say, get me
Oh
some.
yeah.
Get
Let me
me,
fling that thing.
let's go.
I'll let you fling my thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounded so dirty. Oh, good Lord. Good thing
Hey man, it is what it is. We're
it's allowed,
flingers.
baby. We're flingers. All right.
We're
Hey, I'm gonna
flingers,
throw.
not swingers.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Swingers, not swingers. I love it.
I want to throw out a couple more of the videos that you sent me. So first of all, some of these courses are absolutely beautiful, but I'm just gonna run a couple of these videos in a row of you freaking flinging the shit out of this ball, man, for sure.
Just dropping darts.
Wow. So my question, I just noticed there, when you are in the fairway and around the greens, do you have to stay like to one step type deal? You can't do a running start like a drive?
No, so that's a good question. So on the tee box, you get unlimited steps. You can take as many steps as you want. Your feet just can't go past the tee markers, or it's a foot fault, which could be a stroke penalty if it's bad enough. Now in the fairway, you get up to 5 steps back. But for me, like I said, once I get within striking distance, my pitching background comes into play, where I have a 5-yard difference, so I know the difference between a 150 and a 155 throw. So I'm changing my grip, but the one thing staying the same is I kind of get, as you saw in that last clip, kind of like I'm throwing from the stretch a little bit. Holding the runner on type of situation. But yeah, you get up to 5 steps back in the fairway, but if you got it dialed, most people just do kind of a 1-step push off.
Got you, man. Got you. All right, I got a couple more here. We'll watch real quick.
All right.
You just hear that thing whipping.
I just was gonna say, you hear the whoof. That is a pretty sound.
We call it the floosh, the fling golf floosh.
I love it.
I'll definitely pick on some people. I'll do some posts occasionally on Instagram and TikTok that's like, this is the best sound in the world, and it's just the constant floosh sound. And of course, everyone's like, that's the dumbest sound. That is the worst sound in sports. And I'm like, well, thank you for coming to my TED Talk and helping me promote what I'm trying to do here with all your negative comments. So, but it is cool. You guys got to hear it in person, because it's loud. I mean, it's a lot of power I got clocked at 107 miles per hour, which is pretty fast, I guess. We don't really have anything to kind of compare it to, but 107 and anything else is relatively quick.
Absolutely.
So when did this originate? Who originated?
Yeah. So his name's Alex Van Allen. I don't know how old Alex is now. He's probably mid 50s if I had to guess. But essentially, when he was a kid, him and his buddies, they were lacrosse kids from Philadelphia. They would just throw balls at trees, play golf. And as he got older and started making a living for himself, he's like, you know what, I'm going to bring my childhood game to life. And he started developing the stick, and he got a lot of, ideas from highlight, the sport highlight, and obviously lacrosse and all that. So, I think 2013, he finally got the mold and started building the sticks. And then 2019 is whenever I ran into them at the PGA show. I was down there, so a lot of people don't know, but I run my family's golf course. I'm the general manager of the entire course. So I'm always looking for fun things to do. And lacrosse is big in our area. So when I saw these guys just ripping shots into a net, I'm like, what the hell are they doing? Like, what are they, So I walk over, they give me the whole spiel. You don't change the course, same par, same cup. And I'm like, man, this is awesome. So we got a couple sticks, and then that's kind of all she wrote. After that, they went on Shark Tank, and then I got the call. But Alex created it. He's a great dude. Very passionate about what we're doing. He's very, very supportive of all of the top players as well. But I would say it's been around going on 12 years now. But really the last 4 years have been that huge jump in being recognized and having a professional tour and sponsors and all the good stuff.
That's awesome. All right. So I have a couple of questions that I'm just going to ring out off the top of my head.
All right.
I like to ask people if they could take any, or if they could golf with any three people, not necessarily golfers, just any three people, dead or alive. They could be long gone. Let's put that into fling golf. If you could take any three celebrities, musicians, family members, give it to me, man. Who would your perfect foursome for fling golf?
John Daly, Adam Sandler, and Bob Does Sports.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That's actually great. Bob, it's funny. Bob Does Sports really kind of inspired me for this thing. Before I got going with the podcast, I kind of just wanted to be like a content creator. Just
why not?
Video. I was like goofing off. We go out to my parents have a condo out of Cape Cod. So
Okay.
my other co-host and I, we go out, and we were just going to kind of document our golf journeys out there every time we go and talk about them. But then we started the podcast, and then it just grew to something way bigger. But
I love that though.
It's kind of, yeah. But I was like, you know what, like, because it might dream, like seeing what Bob does sports, like on a daily life, like it really, the dude does live a dream life. Like,
he is. He for real is. And
beautiful golf courses in the world. And I mean, it's like insane. Like, I don't know if
I feel like he's genuine. Like, I feel like what we see on camera is who he is in person.
100%.
And that's exactly why, like, I'd love to get to meet him and actually play around together sometime, film some content.
Yep.
And if he ever listens to this, Bob, you can't call yourself Bob Does Sports and not give fling golf a try, because it is a sport. So if you do sports, we got to get together and play, my man.
Let's do it.
I hope he does see this.
Listen, I'll tell you what, he is going to see it, because I'm going to clip it and I'm going to put it on my story. And I've seen him see my story when I put it on my story. So I see you, Bob. But man, link up with the number one fling golfer in the world. Let's go. Come on. Let's make it happen, huh?
Listen, Bob.
Let's do a little scramble with him.
Let's take down FP. Come on, me, you, and Joey. We don't even need all three of us. We can let Joey be with FP. Let's have a little fun and a little 2v2.
I love that. My man. All right, man. Well, I'm going to take one more ad read, one more short break, and then we're going to come back and close this thing out, Austin. Sound good, buddy?
Sounds good, brother.
Let's go.
Hey, Mike, you know anybody does any roofing?
Actually, I do, Raj.
Who you got for me, man?
Dude named Tom Murphy did my boss's roof. Actually does hands-on work.
Gets right up there on the roof, huh? The owner of the company?
He does. Knows his shit, too.
That's awesome, man. Is this Thomas Paul Construction?
Yep, that's him.
Man, I heard nothing but good things about them. I'm actually on their Facebook page right now looking up some things. The pictures, the aerial view, they're really cool. He gets up there with the drone. You can see the before and afters of some of the work they've done. Go check them out on Facebook. They're a new sponsor here, the Upstate Golf Guys. So make sure you guys go support Thomas Paul Construction, roofing and siding. Thomas Paul Construction LLC is a full-service construction company who specializes in roofing and siding, covering the greater capital region. You can reach them at 518-308-6794. Once again, 518-308-6794. And make sure to go check out their Facebook page, see some pictures of what they've done in the past, and let them know the Upstate Golf Guys sent you.
And they just built an awesome new website to show off their beautiful work, 518roofingandsiding.com. Go check it out. We're going to make that happen, Austin. I'm telling you, Bob Does Sports. It's going to be, we're pushing it, baby. We're pushing for it.
Listen, as a lefty, I would love to go 1v1 with Joey.
Joey,
Joey Colcock. Let's go, baby.
I want to be there just for one of his meltdowns. I want to be there for one of cold cuts.
Listen, Joey kills me, man. Every time my wife is a huge Bob fan. Like, she loves Bob. Bob is probably her hall pass. Go ahead, clip that, share it. He'll get a kick out of that.
Let's go.
So the thing is, for like me though, like Joey kills me, man, because he's so relatable. It's like like how Joey gets frustrated whenever he, misses a shot or anything. It's just like,
Mhm.
dude, he would
How
be
he
like,
always blames the course instead of himself. He's like,
yeah,
"Oh, that grass was too thick." Like,
no,
dude.
it's always something. But it's so funny though, and I don't think he's trying to be funny, which is what makes it funny. But yeah, man, I'd love to play those guys, doing or with those guys. Just it would be a blast.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I
hell yeah.
gotta say one more thing about the Bob Does Sports. One of the most epic videos ever was when Cold Cut slammed his head on the garage door when he was and like when I think the funniest part though was when Bob realized that Jet had it on film.
Recording. Yeah.
He's like, you got that? He's like, you got that? He lost it that he actually got it on film. I think that might have been just as funny, his reaction, the fact that it was on recording of him actually crushing his head on it was epic. I mean,
No,
listen,
it was. I remember that. It was. Oh my god, it was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Another good one was when Bob made the hole in one. Right, so he's sprinting down with Joey. He falls, and then the camera turns around. You see FP eating the salami while Bob's on the ground. He's like, "I'm not running." He's like, "No."
They're so genuine. And then the taco challenge, dude. Like FP thought he could do it with no problem. He's like, dude. He goes, I throw like 20 tacos down after Thanksgiving dinner. He was like, I could do that like a piece of cake, dude. They were.
How about John Rahm?
John Rahm impressed me in that because I was like, yo, he was just throwing them down. I think he could have ate 10 more, honestly.
I could have.
Oh, easily.
He was beast in that entire episode.
30 tacos, 5 under, no big deal.
God.
Unbelievable. YouTube golf really is. I was talking to Florida Mike about this. I watch more YouTube golf more than like PGA or Live. I really do. I love those guys. Them, Grant Horvat, that whole crew.
Yeah, they're all in there. Rick Shields just signed with Live.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much watch the two people I watch are Bob Does Sports and then my man Josh Kelly, hole in one trick shots. He had me on his channel last year. We did a little 9-hole match play, and it was a good time. And plus, he's a Callaway guy as well, so always love supporting him. I know him and I have discussed doing some more things in the future, and because he's only up in Jersey, I'm down here in Delaware, so it's like a 2-hour drive to get to where he is. But love supporting Josh, and my wife, like I said, she's got Bob Does Sports on the freaking TV every time she has the remote. So it is what it is.
Your wife seems cool as hell. I'm going to send you I used him 2 times for cameos, actually. I used him one time for my buddy Mikey's, not this Mike, my other friend's birthday. And he has this big old beard. And he was like, and for Christ's sakes, Mikey, he's like, can you just chop that thing off? It is freaking hideous. And it was just he went on and on ragging it. It was really good.
And you said that was Bob?
That was Bob Does Sport. Yeah, that was Bob. And then I did another one with Bob. I had him do the announcement for a golf tournament that we put on every year.
Oh,
so
nice.
It was cool. And he's like, I'm going to just send you the couple videos because you'll especially show them to your wife. She'll get a kick out of them as well.
Yeah. So he actually, my head golf pro at my course, for my birthday this past year, he had Bob do a cameo for me, and he's like, from one Callaway guy to another. Just doing his whole thing and going all in, and he's like, "Happy birthday, keep kicking ass, doing your." So it was pretty cool. So if I ever get the chance to talk to him, I'm gonna show him that and be like, "Dude, this was cool."
That's awesome, man. Absolutely. And again, man, I think I saw an article. I'm not sure. It was a couple of years back, but he was basically getting interviewed. It wasn't an article; it was like an interview, and he posted it on his page. It's somewhere on the Instagram page, but he's just basically saying, "I would have never thought that I'd be where I am today. This is just amazing. This is this turn from me heckling some golfers, nearly getting kicked off. He literally he was borderline. So you had what's his name, the lefty there that hated him, Bubba Watson, his first time heckling, dude, didn't really go that well. Like he was pushing buttons, and like he went up to like the one security. I don't know if he was a security guard, but he was like, if I really say like to Bubba, like not today, Bubba, I'm gonna get thrown out. And he was like, yup, you're gonna. Like they weren't. It went from them not having him to like now look at him. Like
Wow.
Xander Schauffele's playing with him. He's playing with John Rahm. Like just to see what he's turned into is just incredible. I think anybody's really in the content world.
No, I agree. I think he's the level you want to get to, and the popularity, with all three of the guys are like you just love them all. Like you literally are like everyone wants to be the fourth person to join their threesome. So
absolutely,
they're just great guys. But yeah, so speaking of cameos, we also had Fling in our second World League Fling Golf tournament. We had Shooter McGavin. He did like the intro for us, and
That's awesome.
it was so perfect. He came on and he plugged
it.
where it was and all that. So yeah, that cameo stuff's pretty cool. Hopefully one day I can get big enough to have people want me to do cameos. That's the goal.
Keep grinding. You'll get there, bro. You'll get there. You got a great person. You're cool as hell, dude. I'm a fan of you now. I'm a fan. I'll say that. I can't wait to watch you, dude. It's gonna be awesome. I'll be rooting for you. But speaking of, absolutely, man, love you, dog. But speaking of Shooter McGavin, I wasn't gonna ask this question, but what are your thoughts of Happy Gilmore 2? Do you think it's gonna be good, or do you think it's gonna be a flop? I mean, we had a classic, bro. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I'm excited. It's hard not to be excited about Happy Gilmore 2, just because the first one was so good. Do I think that it's going to be better? No, I don't think it's going to be better, but I think it'll be one of those movies where I think we're all like, all right, like I'm glad that happened, but like I might not watch it 150 times like we all have seen the first Happy Gilmore.
Right.
So I think it's going to check that nostalgia box for all of us.
And at least you'll get some laughs too.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's going to be that's the thing, like in today's world though, like I don't know how far they're going to push the envelope with their jokes and stuff like Sandler did in the 90s and early 2000s. But I hope he doesn't hold back. I hope he stays true to what, made him who he is today in his career. So I'm excited. I just wish I would have got a phone call to be a part of it, because I feel like Fling Golf would have been perfect for Happy Gilmore, especially since I kind of putt like him, all hockey style and stuff. So
that's true, man. That's true, man. Next time, Happy Gilmore 3, man. Happy Gilmore 3. We'll get you there.
It'll be Attack of the Flingers.
But, all right,
Austin. Maybe it'll be Austin. You'll be like Adam Sandler's Happy Gilmore's like son or something. Be Austin Gilmore.
Austin, I love that. I love
it. Love it, baby. All right, Mike, you have any more questions for Austin before we let No, man. I know.
Send me that link though for the stick. I want to check it out.
Absolutely. I'll make sure that you get to know Austin. I'll put you in a group message on Instagram and introduce you for sure. But Austin, let all my listeners where they could find you on the social media world and where they could find the awesome game, man.
Yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of them. My handle is @SHOWTIME_flings. I was able to lock that down on everything to make it nice and easy, so that's smooth. And then if you really want to follow along with Fling Golf, same thing, @FLINGOLF on all the social channels. You'll be able to follow the sport. FlingGolf.com is where you can keep track of the tour, as well as, buy your fling sticks there and all that cool stuff. And stay tuned for a lot of other cool things that way. But yeah, I would mostly plug. I'm predominantly on Instagram though. I've been trying to grow TikTok, but I don't know if it's going to get shut down or not. So it's like, what the hell? And I would say my next stop is probably YouTube. So if anybody wants to hop over there, subscribe to my channel. I'm hoping to link up with a camera guy. And who knows? I'm thinking about throwing down some open challenges to any golfers who think they can beat me, and that kind of let that be my channel, where it's like swinger versus flinger, and just kind of have fun with it. But yeah,
you and Bryson breaking 50 from the fronts.
I tell you what, man, we would do it too if we get to play from the front tees. Oh my god, we would kill it.
Slinger, you call it sling or fling.
Yes.
All right.
Possibilities, the possibilities.
Absolutely, man.
For
All right,
real.
Austin, thank you really for coming on the podcast. This was a lot of fun. I'm going to have you on again, man, if you're open to come on after you win another year, after you win another season championship. What do you think?
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, I love this stuff. Obviously, I apologize for being a little lethargic tonight. I've been fighting the flu all week, so you're not really getting the full Showtime personality that I know I have, but still trying to troop through it here, be all smiles and have fun. But yeah, man, anytime you want me on, I'm down to co-host with you. I'm down to do whatever you want to do. Me, you, and Mike, we can hang out. I know you have a couple other guys you bring on the show, so
Hell
dude,
yeah.
I'm always here. You got my cell phone number. Just let me know.
Awesome. I really
Okay.
appreciate that, man. And I thank all the sponsors that have been a part of the Upstate Golf Guys podcast, all the listeners. Thank you for tuning in. And we will see you next week on the next episode. Thank you for tuning in.